It's July 11th, 2025. I'm at Joel Pearl, thejoelpearl.com on Blue Sky, and it's time to get in the weeds. Thank you to the lovely Lyric at Lyric Wrestling for sharing that with everybody from last night. AEW did a karaoke event. There were a few more videos, but this is the one that obviously means the most to us because our very own ITW alum, we can call him that now, Blake Christian, sang the song that got us a heck of a lot of interaction and engagement from our interview with him this past Wednesday. So absolutely needed Vanilla Baby as this morning's intro. Jeremy Lambert is here. He was singing away, having fun behind the scenes.
Yeah, everybody missed my performance behind the scenes. Yeah, they caught a glimpse of it as we went on air, but I was right there with Blake. I'm actually doing an article on that right now.
As you should.
His karaoke video.
I want someone to release the full cut where he calls out Tony Khan and says, "Get me this song." I don't know if he did. I'm just saying he should. Oh, amazing.
Bless Blake Christian. He was fantastic on the show. Hopefully he is on Supercard of Honor tonight. Hopefully he's on AEW tomorrow. You'd think he'd be on Supercard. What are we doing? He's undefeated on ROH. They love to remind us of that, and then they're not going to put him on the show.
He should come out and challenge the winner of the World Championship match immediately.
I agree. I'm glad my guys, the Frat House, are on Supercard. They're facing Dark Order. Go check out our interview with Frat House that aired yesterday on Spotlight, and it's up as its own standalone now.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It was a fun interview. I got a chance to listen to it this morning while I was making breakfast, making butter chicken eggs.
Oh, okay.
It's literally just the remnants of butter chicken put into an omelet. Tasted okay. Okay. I'm working on it. Different omelets every day. Different styles of eating different foods every day. It's not even me eating them. I give them to my wife. So that's how much I love what I do. I don't know, man. I'm just here so I don't get fined. But we're here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. If you haven't already, leave a thumbs up. If nothing else, for that video, for that intro, probably the best. Go ahead and drop a thumbs up. Got Pyro and Ballyhoo. There will be plenty this weekend. Literally since Monday, it's been nonstop. But really, the party started yesterday with Collision and TNA because TNA always brings the party, right? That's the reason people were watching. That was it. We'll talk about it.
I'm mad at you over this thumbnail.
I got to tell you, hold on. Let me finish the plugs and then we go, because I got a funny story about that.
All right.
Also, go ahead, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That's the way that you can support us for free. We always love that. The thumbs up and the subscribe buttons, the bells, the notifications, tells you when we're on the air, because while we're here 10 a.m. every Monday to Friday, we have other shows that air as well. Jeremy mentioned Spotlight. That's on Thursdays. You've got Rob and Maggie Coexisting. They're usually on Fridays. Sometimes they move around, which is why you got to tap that bell, get notifications. Wrestling Made Me Cry with Kylie and Collins. They air usually around big AEW events. They try for every week, but they got a lot to talk about. Not this weekend because I think they're both in Texas.
Oh,
I think so.
They might do an impromptu show if Hangman wins. They might cancel the show if Hangman loses.
So basically, by Sunday, we might be looking for a new show to air on Sundays on Overbooked. Oh, I got to hit up Macklin already. Get that weekend in the weeds going. So go ahead. You can donate a super chat any amount, get your question or your statement read on the air. It flows the show further than we already do. Plenty to talk about today, but you can take us off topic all you want. Jeremy, before you give me the read me the riot act, I have to tell you, I'm sitting backstage getting ready to do the TNA and Collision post show because Cresta and I did both of them last night. Trust me, I think we should have just done a Collision post show after what I watched last night on TNA. I was planning to do the thumbnail that we went with, that I went with. However, I also knew in the back of my head that you wanted the other one. I don't really want to talk about it. On TNA last night, after Steve Macklin defended the International Championship. He beat Mance Warner and Jake Something to retain the title. There was a little bit of time in between, but the next like segment that you actually saw was a black and white studio gimmick. Enzo Amore. The former Enzo Amore. I don't know what his name is now. Is it Enzo? Is it real like one? Enzo, yeah. Is it what is his name? He's changed his name 100 times for various reasons.
Yeah, it's like Enzo, but it's like stylized like the NWO logo. He's been doing that for a while.
Yeah, but he's been a million other names. Anyway, Eric Arndt, because sure, we'll just use a shoot name now. Enzo shows up on a video, and he's promoting Fourth Rope. Right, where he's one of the champions there. That's West Side Gun's promotion. And also TNA tends to loan out some of their production crew to do the Fourth Rope shows. It makes sense. He's not calling anyone out, but he's certainly making quite the push to be involved at Slammiversary. I think they're going to do Macklin versus Enzo at Slammiversary.
Oh, no.
Doug, you're not the only one who's had that reaction. There are a lot of people.
That makes... Oh.
yeah, exactly. Oh. There are people who really wanted, myself included, Jake Something and Steve Macklin for the International Championship. That's the match I want. I wanted that triple threat from last night. I wanted that to be at Slammiversary. I think that was worth it. But instead we're doing possibly looking like Enzo versus Macklin for the workhorse title of TNA, by the way. It's not official. Just certainly feels that way.
So I wasn't watching TNA last night. I was covering Collision. I was on Collision coverage. And then I just see Andrew in our chat call getting the Enzo video because Andrew's covering TNA. I'm like, what are you talking about, Andrew? What did Enzo do now? And so I had to look for a second because TNA aired at like wacky times. It was like 8 o'clock for some people, but it was 9 o'clock on Access. And the TNA social feed started the 9 o'clock, not the 8 o'clock. So
incredibly stupid.
Yeah, I had to like search for a second and I saw it. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Dude, they are doing an NWO style invasion angle 30 years later, mind you, nearly 30 years later. Not with Scott Hall and Razor Ramon, not with Kevin Nash and Diesel, not with Hulk Hogan, with Enzo Amore.
Why?
Enzo Amore.
Why?
Who referenced multiple times in this video the Madison Square Garden incident that took place in 2019. That is when that happened. This was pre-pandemic is when the Madison Square Garden incident took place, which, mind you, this incident took place and led to nothing because nobody wanted to work with anybody and they couldn't figure it all out.
Sorry, we should probably clear up. The Madison Square Garden incident was Matt.
No. I don't want to clear it up. I want to leave it hanging there.
You're right.
Like they did. Because they just expect people to know what the Madison Square Garden incident is.
Hold on. We are professionals. The incident was Matt Taven won the ROH World Championship at Madison Square Garden. That was the incident. Clearly, that's the one we're talking about.
Yeah, people weren't thrilled with that. That is what they referenced. An angle that happened 6 years ago, before a time where everything changed, with people who, mind you, don't work for this company.
Well, do you want to know why they referenced it?
No, why?
Who was booking Ring of Honor in 2019?
Bully, right?
No, Bully was part of this.
Okay.
But who was booking? Who's the guy who doesn't speak words, wears a mask?
Delirious.
That's right. And who's booking TNA now with Tommy Dreamer? Well, there's your answer as to why they expected people to remember an incident from 6 years ago.
Dude, they are doing I can't get over this. An NWO angle with Enzo Amore. That's what they are doing. I almost jumped on your post show last night. I was just gonna pop on and say, you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here, and then just leave. But I was playing college football, and that was way more important.
Way better. Way better
play. 5-second bit. I watched this thing multiple times. I was so enthralled that they would just go this route. Fourth rope seems fine. Our guy Josh Bishop is part of that. Like, West Side Gun is clearly a big wrestling fan. They got some good people involved overall in that. But like an invasion angle in 2026, which fine, 2025, sorry, dating myself. An invasion angle in 2025, which fine. You want to do an invasion angle, fine. But to completely copy what the NWO has done and do it with Enzo Amore.
You want to, by the way, the funniest part about you calling this an invasion angle, who are their tag team champions, Jeremy?
The Hardys.
You bet. And where are the Hardys currently signed? And Matt Hardy's having interviews with Carlos Silva on his podcast.
Maybe the Hardys, they're the inside people like Hulk Hogan.
Brother. They are the fourth and fifth man. Maybe they're the third and fourth. Oh, Enzo and the Hardys. Oh,
that sounds terrible.
What's funny is that it makes the Hardys look like giants compared to those two.
Yeah.
They'll be 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that.
Oh
so bad. It's just Enzo. Someone pointing out in the chat. Just he even makes reference to like, "Oh, I'm not 7 feet tall. I can't teach that." And it's like, no, there are a lot of things you couldn't really, teach. Ugh.
This ruled so much. So yeah, I messaged Joel immediately. I don't care about Swerve and Hangman, whatever. Enzo should be the thumbnail.
And I'm sitting there with Cresta getting ready for the show, and I'm just like, this is how in sync Jeremy and I were. I was debating between Enzo or the actual thumbnail that you see today.
Oh, Enzo and Matt Cardona. Oh man.
Oh Christ.
Who else can they get for this thing?
Well, Cardona's already part of TNA too.
Bishop's got to be part of it. Bishop was on TNA for briefly, and he's part of Fourth Row. It's probably going to be AJ and Casey. They're Fourth Row.
They're also part of Fourth Row, absolutely.
It's just a bunch of TNA guys.
And like, what, Zilla's going to come in so they can get a look at Zilla Fatu through WWE and TNA lens?
That's actually like not the worst thought in the world.
No, that's kind of what I expect. Like, he is their dude on that promotion.
Yeah.
I'm wondering who else is part of this company that we don't usually see. MVP, but not going to have him.
Yeah, can't have him.
Good Brothers. I mean, if
at some point they're coming in.
I mean, no. If Scott was there, yes. I don't know.
No, they're still coming in, brother.
Shit, they might.
I don't doubt the Good Brothers getting work.
That's true. We'll bring it up, brother. There's so from the flyweights show that the title match that they did at For the Culture, like Nick Nemeth, the Nemeths are part of this thing. Mance Warner's part of this thing. EJ and Duca, he's not signed anywhere. You can bring him in. That'd be fun.
Okay.
Kenny King used to work TNA. He's going under Real One. Enzo.
Sure.
At least on this poster. Elijah was part of Heels Have Eyes. That's the problem, is that they've been working with so much TNA talent that
their setup is very TNA. I think even
they have the production works. Yeah, the production works on their shows.
Yeah, so it makes sense that they're using a bunch of TNA talent.
Google says the MSG incident is when WWE Hall of Fame show a fan attacked Bret Hart. Is that what we're talking about? Sure. Sure.
I mean, it happened the same night. So.
It did happen the same night. No, because one was MSG, but the other one was at where were they running Hall of Fame?
I don't remember.
Were they running it at Barclays that night?
I don't think so.
Because that was Mania weekend.
Yeah.
Were they running it wherever dude, I don't know. Someone look it up. Well, now I'm curious. WWE Hall of Fame 2019. But yeah, that was one of the incidents, but this is a different one.
That was honestly the biggest talking point of the night.
Yeah, it was at Barclays. And by the way, that was the same night that they called AEW a pissant company.
Yeah. That was funny.
That was only the third most important thing that happened that night. 2019 was a vibe. Not always a good one, but certainly a vibe. Let's get TNA talk out of the way real quick.
I didn't watch any rest of the show. I don't care.
That's fine. I always try to give people one thing to like actually watch. The stuff between Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander is looking good. They're definitely giving me credence to believe that Ceddy's in for just the match, and that's it for Cedric Alexander and TNA. They haven't announced any contracts. Usually somebody will get to the bottom of this, but there's been no talk about Cedric. The storyline changed last night to basically be all about Ali and his comeuppance and him getting back to prominence. They did a whole thing where Tasha Steelz effectively brought in Cedric just to turn on him. She was pretending to be a damsel in distress so that she could reform Order 4, be the strong woman in the background of every man, and say it to Ali. Like, if you want to be on top, you got to beat the guy that you've never beaten. And at Slammiversary, we're going to be, together as Order 4, and we're going to beat Cedric. If that's the play that they're going for, and Ali beats Cedric, I think Cedric's just in and out special guest appearance to build up Mustafa Ali, and that's fine with me because there are other places people want to see Cedric Alexander right now, and I'm curious how long he's going to stick with TNA before making what feels like an inevitable jump to hurt people.
Okay.
Yeah, go out of your way to watch that. Honestly, out of the rest of the show is largely missable. If you want a good laugh, watch the Enzo match or the Enzo segment, and then the Ali and Cedric stuff was good. And then like the Macklin match was a sprint. If you want to watch the International Championship match, they get a little hardcore. They have fun. So yeah, you can check those out. And the rest of the show is largely missable from the company that could be number 2.
Don't do any of that. Just watch the Enzo thing and watch it multiple times because it's hilarious.
That's fair. Oh my God. Yeah, we spent more time talking about Collision last night than we did TNA. By the end of it, Cresta was just like, is that it? That's all that happened in TNA? I'm like, yeah, man, they got one more show before Slammiversary. They don't need to hard sell any more than they already have. They got Carlos Silva out here talking to every outlet, talking about how they can be the number 2 promotion. 500,000 views.
In fairness to Carlos Silva, I mean, he was asked by Helwani, do you think they can be the number 2 promotion? He's just like, sure. Like, he didn't seem to like fully believe this. It was more of a thing of like, what's he gonna say? Like, no. We definitely can't.
He's like, is he gonna be pragmatic or is he gonna be a promoter? Which one do you want?
Right. So like, I give him a little bit of a pass of what's he gonna say? Like, definitely not. Well, there's no way we're surpassing AEW. Do you see what they're doing? They're about to have 25,000 people for All In. No, we can't beat them. Like, he's gonna say like, yeah, of course I think it's possible. I give him a pass on that. His Gail Kim explanation was god awful.
It was awful. So far that Gail Kim herself needed to say, I was trying to prop up and rebuild the Knockouts division before Carlos came in. I don't know what he's talking about, effectively, is what she was getting to. So, yeah.
His answer with that and saying like things were going well, and sometimes when things are going well, you gotta like shake things up.
You got to make him go not well.
Yeah, he's like, you got to reinvigorate. I'll get his full quote here. I don't want to misquote the TNA president here. But his answer was not good at all. I was like, I'm not feeling this, buddy. Like, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense for you to say, yeah, when things are going well, that's the time to maybe shake things up a little bit. All right, so here's his full quote. Gail, TNA Hall of Famer, been there for years. When you come into an organization, you have to look at what's working and what's not working. Sometimes you can make changes because you have to move forward to continue to grow. I had to make a couple of hard decisions, not just with Gail, but with a few other staff, to try to maybe reinvigorate what I think was already going well. But at least from what I've learned in my career over the last 25 years, when things are going a little bit well, that's not the time to sit and be happy. Everyone is chomping to try and get you. We kind of got a little more aggressive in making changes we thought we needed to make to reinvigorate the locker room. Maybe reinvigorate and be more aggressive. Oh, maybe that. Maybe reinvigorate the Knockouts division, which I think we've done. Elevate a few people that need to be elevated and give them more responsibility. That was one of the changes we made. We made a few other front office changes as well. So far, everyone has responded well, and we have a great team and great camaraderie. And then he was asked about the locker room being upset over that, and he said it was a very difficult decision, but it's part of business. But what is this When things are going well, that's not the time to sit and be happy. Let's make changes like firing Gail Kim. That's not the change you make when things are going well.
Not at all. Ryan Lambert brings this up. Says, I'm shocked TNA, I'm sure you meant PR because HR would definitely not want us doing anything with their talent. I'm shocked TNA PR didn't have Carlos Silva join y'all here in the weeds. Now, Carlos Silva, full disclosure, was supposed to do an interview with Sean Ross Sapp a couple of days ago, I think on Thursday evening, but things got moved.
Nah.
Was it Thursday or was it Wednesday?
No, I think it was either Tuesday or Wednesday.
So regardless, it was supposed to be earlier this week.
Yeah.
But Carlos had another appearance, another booking, whatever. They asked Sean if he could do another time, but Sean was on his way to Arlington, Texas for All In. So as a result, we didn't actually end up having the interview recorded. Whether or not they'll reschedule, that's up in the air. But there was on the record, or on the books at least, a plan for Carlos to speak to Sean, and you probably would have gotten, because it was coming. It was coming after a lot of things that Carlos has been saying in media, including the John Wall Street interview. So there were going to be some follow-up questions, I'm sure, and Sean had his questions to ask. But we'll wait. Listen, TNA is not exactly gracing us with talent right now on our show to interview on the Norm, which is what they used to do. But we won't get into that. Instead, I will tell you this much. From all the conversations that I've been having with people who have been involved with TNA, there's an agreement that the hard pivots have been not all loved. There have been some moves that have been made that are just kind of baffling. This isn't a knock at Carlos Silva directly. Carlos is doing his job. He's out there putting the Carlos spin on things, but like the fact that he's out there trying to tell people like there's a DVD deal coming, there's this coming, there's this doing, and he's asked about Gail Kim and he says what he says, which you and I have already agreed. Why do you say something like that? Why do you talk about messing things up that don't need to be messed with? He's getting it, and then he explodes with that one. I don't know what their expectation is when it comes to long term, other than TV deal. They've moved from wanting to make TNA Plus the big deal that they were hoping it was, and they got some growth. He mentioned 21,000 subscribers to Ariel Helwani. He didn't specify whether that's free or paid. I would go out on a limb and say that is both numbers combined, but that's still not a huge number. Bigger than ROH for their service. But I think they expected a lot more, and that they hoped that the money, the way it was explained to me, was that the money that was going to come in from TNA Plus really was going to make a dent into what TNA could be making. And that's fine. That's understood. That's their business plan. But things got blown up. They changed it all. They did the YouTube airing. They were going to call it the TNA Summer, where they were going to air the repeats on Friday afternoons. And then it suddenly became we're airing live on Thursdays on YouTube for the foreseeable future through Slammiversary. I think they'll go as long as through Bound for Glory. If they announce a TV deal at Bound for Glory, they might just keep that going until the TV deal kicks in, whatever that is, if they have one. There are so many things that have been changed and tossed up into the air that have made TNA a little bit back at a crossroads. And this is the problem. This is the problem with TNA Plus. Or sorry, not with TNA Plus, but with TNA in general, is that you have 23 years of never being fully established, right? The interview, we talked about the fact that like the unspoken secret for so long was that TNA is not profitable. And now they finally came out and said it. Now it's out there. And I said it on Wednesday. I argue it has never been profitable in its entirety of 23 years. Possible for a day. Maybe they made $1. But the point is, they are stuck with the history they have, for better or worse. There are fans who love it and will ride with it until the wheels come off. There are some people who have cast it aside and said this will never be better than what it is. And there are some that have said, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. Sorry, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. And they've walked away. Most recently, the Joe Hendry stuff. We talked about this took 3 times to get him the world title. And by then, I would say most of the heat had gone from Joe Hendry's presentation. It was mostly done. And now he's still at the top. They're still presenting him as the guy, but he's 1 foot out the door. And Mike Santana is the other guy who's doing everything, but he also feels like he could be 1 foot out the door, but he's still committed to doing his TNA stuff at the best of his abilities. It's hard to be a guy who covers TNA It's hard to be a guy who wants to say, hey, TNA deserves your attention, because I used to really believe that. They haven't been giving me a lot of reason lately to be like, this is the company you have to watch. Because there are others out there that are telling more cohesive stories, that are building a better brand, that are working harder to get your attention. And TNA is trying, but it feels like what they're trying to do is not as effective as what they could be doing. That's what TNA is up to right now. Anyway, Slammiversary is next Sunday.
They have Enzo doing an NWO bit 30 years later. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Let's move on. What are we talking about?
My plan was to go to New York, and then honestly,
you should go now. Now you have to. You're the third man, brother.
That shut the door. Honestly, the Enzo promo really hardcore shut the door and locked the gate, because I was just done at that point. Like, we're done. Like Ryan in the chat saying TNA burned me too much, and then the Tessa hiring was my last straw. And now they're playing in people's faces, by the way. You want to talk about, the way that they've been presenting some of their stories. Tessa Blanchard's whole story right now is you've never been accountable for your actions, so you hate Indy Hartwell. That's the story they're telling. Indy Hartwell calls out Tessa for never being accountable for her actions, and meanwhile we're like, yeah, are you going to talk about it? Of course not. Of course you're not going to talk about it. You've been telling her not to talk about it for 6 years. Like, what's the difference? It's not going to change now. They're just playing in your faces. And then, of course, as Cresta has pointed out, they gave her a black friend on TV, so now everything's okay with Tessa. She's got Victoria Crawford as her new bestie.
Oh, okay. Sure. Let's talk about what everybody really wants to talk about here, Joel. People in the chat already mentioned it. I gotta scroll all the way up.
Sorry, this is very funny. Brag because Joel was bragging when SP3 and Kate stopped reviewing ROH, but look at us now. I mean, Ring of Honor ain't doing much better, so let's just face it. Thursdays could become the new Collision night anyway.
Clips.
Go for it.
God, sort them out.
Let's go.
I'm sure you didn't listen because you're
I was up until 12:30 working, and then I went to bed.
You could have listened while you were working, Joel. What's wrong with you?
I can't. My focus needs to be on what I'm creating, not by. If I start listening to music that has lyrics, I start focusing on the music because that's just my background.
Cowardly.
Yeah, well.
I listened. I've only listened once through so far, but it's fantastic. Well worth it. Well worth the wait. It's been years since they released an album. I was listening to their old stuff throughout the past few weeks to remind myself how good Clips is. But yeah, they didn't miss with this one. Malice, every single song absolutely killed it. Just straight through. I'm not sure there was a bad Malice verse on this album. Tyler, the Creator's verse was great. Kendrick's verse was great. I think a lot of people have had this complaint. The beat on So Be It Part 2, it's the same song as So Be It Part 1. The lyrics are the same. I guess they couldn't get clearance for the beat for Part 1. Yeah, the beat on Part 2, it's not as good. If you've heard Part 1 and you know like how good it can be, and then you listen to Part 2, you're like, I don't know about that one. It's still good, but it's not as good. Like the lyrics on So Be It are still great, but the beat doesn't make as much sense with Part 2 compared to Part 1. I know a lot of people were disappointed with one, that they thought there was going to be like a hidden Jay-Z feature on that song, and that they couldn't get the clearance for the beat on So Be It Part 2 or Part 1 to put on for Part 2. So yeah, that's the only like real disappointment, is I didn't love the beat for So Be It. And again, that's not really their fault, kind of their fault, somebody's fault. I think FICO is one of my favorite songs. That was a great track. Really, all of them are so good. All of them. Like, just listen to the album. It's 40 minutes. 40 minutes. That's it. It's a short album. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's 13 tracks. They didn't load it up with, 20 songs to make it go an hour and 5 minutes like all these other artists do. It's 40 minutes. You get through it very quickly. And for a long time rap hip hop fans, I think you'll enjoy it. If you're into the new school stuff, I don't know. I don't know what you like. I'm gonna get the kids to listen to it. See, like, what do you think of this? because they're into the auto tune. Travis Scott has an album coming out, and like they're excited about that. Like, I don't care about this, so we'll see. But highest recommendation for clips, well worth staying up till midnight for. Not that I'd stay up till midnight anyway, so it's not like that big of a deal. But well worth it to play some college football and listen to some clips late last night and having a root beer float. That was my evening, Joel. Much better than reviewing TNA.
That sounds like a much better evening.
Yeah.
I've been given free reign to pick my Saturday night's main event co-host.
That sucks.
Yeah, I might just go solo at that point. Maybe I was going to ask Tim.
Oh, does Tim watch?
That's the thing. He doesn't always watch.
Oh.
But it might be fun. See if I can get Tim. I doubt it, though, because Tim has just like me, fatherly duties. Duties. The Clips album sounds good, though. Sounds like, like you said, 40 minutes of just solid music. I might go out of my way to do that one.
The production is so good.
That's
as
good.
Well. Like, the beats nowadays that I hear in rap, and again, I don't listen to a ton of like new rap. I can't listen to a lot of these artists that aren't lyrical and they get drowned out. Like the beat just kicks their ass most of the time, or it's just so basic. Like everyone wants to be Drake with the beat, or everyone wants to be Drake with the lyrics of just like, let's just make something catchy that you can kind of listen to and nod your head to, but lyrically it ain't on point. And that's not what I grew up listening to. So that's why I can't listen to a lot of these newer artists who get destroyed by the beat. But Pharrell killed it on the production. Jose, like, who cares? Who cares about Justin Bieber's album? And I don't mean that, like, if you're a Justin Bieber fan, fine. Like, he was big during his time. I have no clue what he's done recently. The people who get caught up in the sales, because I've seen a lot of Drake fans say that. Who cares about sales? This is like arguing about ratings with wrestling. Like, who cares? That doesn't make it a good show or a bad show. It doesn't make it a good album. Oh, the album debuted at number 4. Couldn't have been that great. Like, I don't care when this album debuted. I love the last Eminem album, Death of Slim Shady. I still listen to it. I'm, of course, an admitted stan. I don't know when it debuted. I don't know if it would hit number 1, number 2. I don't care about that kind of stuff. I listen to the album, and I either enjoy it or I don't enjoy it. If other people enjoy it, fantastic. Let's talk about it. If other people don't enjoy it, okay, go listen to something else then. Let me listen to my album in peace. I don't care about sales on this stuff. The people who care about sales are the people who are way too notoriously online, and they're Drake fans, because that's all they can hang their hat on. It's like, look at all the number 1s we got. Like, get out of here. Get out of here with these. Oh, it was so hyped up, but it didn't hit number 1. Okay, gives a shit. Look, the charts can matter to you, Jose. The charts don't matter to me. I don't care if this album hits number 1, number 2, number 3. I'm going to listen to it. Doesn't matter to me.
Rick Rubin, in an interview, was asked about, who you make records for. And Rubin is very much at the fans, I'm making these records for me. I'm making them the way I want them to sound. And if there's pushback from the audience saying we don't like it, well, that's too bad, because this is my way of making this music. It is art. It is his art. You can equate it to wrestling. It's similar. This is their art. We have our ideas and we pitch our silly little, storyline things. But when it comes to music, and it's similar to art, it's subjective. You can make stuff that's going to make, the masses happy and get to number 1, and it sounds like this song and blah, blah, blah. Or you can make the art that makes you feel most passionate. And that's what a guy like Rubin does. And then it comes through, by the way. And I can use the same, and I know I'm going to give you a second. You can say the same thing about like YouTubers or anyone who creates any content. When it's real, when it's authentic, people are absolutely going to gravitate towards it. Will it maybe take a little longer? It might. But when people see the authenticity and they see that you give a shit about the creation that you're doing, they will flock towards your work.
I always think of an Eminem lyric because I have an Eminem lyric for most situations in my life. But in this situation, the lyric is from Get You Mad. And you're just like, fuck it. Give me 2 mics. I write songs for me. Fuck what you like. That's what I think of. I don't care if they're writing songs for the masses. If I enjoy it, I'm going to enjoy it. That's it. I enjoy the Clips album. I don't care where it charts at. I enjoyed the last Eminem album. Don't care where it charts at. I kind of like the new Drake song. It's funny to me. I've listened to it once. That thing gets stuck in your head. It charted 2, I think. People are mad that it wasn't number 1. All right. Still did well, seems like. I'm going to listen to the new Drake album. Yeah. I'm not worried about the charts. And that to me is like arguing about the ratings when it comes to wrestling or basketball. I hate when people argue about the ratings when it comes to basketball. Like, my team just won a championship. I don't give a shit how many people were watching. You know who was watching? Me. You know who was excited? Me. That's what I care about.
Jeremy Rubin over here. Doing it for you. I'm getting messages from Sean. Apparently Media Day has been very, very good so far.
Oh, that's good.
So looking forward to some of the conversations that are coming. Looking forward to editing and telling you all about all the big news. I'm sure that you'll be sitting there writing out all the quotes. We got a super chat. You got your finger on the button?
No.
Do you want to put your finger on the button?
Hold on.
All right, I'm waiting.
All right. Okay.
Volib sends a super chat saying, "Vanilla Fumble.
I'm vanilla, baby.
Is what we call when we fix what's not broken." Yep, going back to the Carlos Silva Gil Kim conversation, it's exactly what it is. You don't fix what's not broken, baby. You just let it go. Same thing with music. You don't fix what's not broken, but when it's broken and you can make it better, you do it all your own. By the way, shout out to Players Tribune and that Mark Briscoe video. You want to talk about creativity?
Yeah.
I think people. I mentioned this last night on the Collision post show. Go out of your way to watch it. It's about a half an hour. They give you a peek behind the life of Mark's family and obviously Jamin's family, about the passing of Jay Briscoe and just how everything kind of landed to wrestling and what Mark's been doing now. I think it's a really, really good feature. Go out of your way to watch it. It's really good stuff.
Yeah, that was really good. Mark's promo last night was really good. He was clearly fired up after MJF tried to scold me on Twitter, and he was coming to my honor, that Mark Briscoe.
I think I just think Max is still upset about the quarters discourse from 2023 that we had.
He tweeted that while we were on Spotlight. Somebody in our comments were like, "Oh, MJF and Jeremy on Twitter," and Jensen's like, "Are you tweeting at MJF?" I was like, "No, I don't think so." And then I saw it, and I was like, "That's hilarious." That's so funny that he responded to that. That headline, I titled the video yesterday. That was a total bait. It wasn't necessary for this. And the fact that I caught the biggest fish with that bait is amazing. Barry Horowitz to me, everybody.
Apparently Barry Horowitz's book, by the way, really sucks.
Hell yeah.
No, I heard it sucked.
Oh, well, of course it does. He's like 80.
Well, he's telling stories not from today. He's telling his old stories. Oh, but anyway, yeah, Ryan saying, like I said online, MJF is just mad we didn't cast him in Mac and Me or Time Talk.
We can do Max and Me.
That's the sequel.
Yeah, we can do the sequel Max and Me.
Maybe it's Mac and Max.
All right. We got you, MJF.
We got you.
We got a role for you.
All he has to do is show up. He wants to show up and hang out on Wrestle Purist, but God forbid he comes to this show when he's asked.
I think MJF's great. That line was unnecessary. I didn't like it, but overall, I do think MJF's great.
No, I think he straddles the line well. I don't think people have heard my feelings about MJF when he goes off, but no, he's welcome to join this show whenever he wants to talk about his work, or just to berate everyone for 30 minutes because
that's
he's
what
heel. God damn it,
that would be funny though.
Yeah, of course we'd have a good time with it. I mean, again, going back to when Mustafa Ali was here and he basically spent the whole time roasting Sean while the two of us egged him on. It was great.
Yeah. MJF's more than welcome on this show. I don't think he'll ever be on this show, but do you think like he even knows? You feel like he was just responding to the headline. He doesn't know it's a Fightful thing. He has no idea. He's like, what are these dorks online mad about now? Let me call them a pussy. I just thought it was hilarious.
Should have written an article.
Nah, I put it in the fight size. And I was like, I was gonna write an article. I am mad at myself though, because I just responded with the quote tweet of LMAO. Like it was fine. I'm so mad I didn't respond with the quote tweet of the Shea with the trophy, and he's like holding it, and he's like that's all. I should have responded with that. I was mad in hindsight. I was like, that would have been better to just like confuse him about things. But oh well, what can you do? Live and learn. Be better.
There's always next time. But yeah, going back to the Mark Briscoe promo from Collision, really well done. I thought it was very much. It was a stark contrast from Wednesday when he was all fired up, riled up, running up to Renee and barking his way through a promo. And I liked Saturday because he had focus. Not Saturday. It was Thursday Night Collision. I liked last night because it was focused and he was composed and he was giving you the reasons that he's going to do this and why he wants to beat MJF. I said it on the Collision post show. I don't necessarily love that he's looking past the opportunity to be number one contender for the AEW World title. He's basically fixated on Max at this point and wanting to beat up Max, and he's not thinking about the match that he's actually in. Obviously, that's storytelling, that's character driven, but it's just to me sometimes I'm like, it's kind of weird that he's in this match, but he's like not really in this match. You know what I mean?
That's where MJF has done a good job of getting Mark off of his game and just making it about him. And so, now he's in his own head. Now he's fired up about things. Now he's going to make a mistake, and now I'm going to beat him before anybody else enters the match. Like that's the point of it. Obviously you would think more people are going to enter. It's not going to end before somebody else enter. Although that would be very funny if Mark just beats the shit out of him and wins. But this is where I think you got to do a one-on-one match after this. I don't think this can just end at the Casino Gauntlet and their interactions for however long they last in this match. I think you have to do a one-on-one match coming out of this.
Yeah, I understand that. That's why I'm like not fully doubling down on what's going on. Like I see the reason for it. I just find it funny when I'm like, yeah, he's supposed to be going for a title match, but number one contendership, but he wants to beat up this guy. But on the other side, like you said, like Max has done a good job of keeping Mark off his game and therefore taking advantage of basically nullifying one guy's interest in winning a match. He just wants to beat up Max. Max can survive that, then he can get through and possibly win the match. Like I get it. It's just funny to me when I think about it. But yeah, that was really, really solid stuff. Really enjoyed it. Other stuff from Collision. I mean, it was very wrestling heavy. Mystico and Beast Mortos had a good match. Beast Mortos has his new gear, very Monet inspired, because he's using that creative control to lose matches against CMLL superstars. Jeremy, I can't believe it. That was fun stuff though. But Beast Mortos basing for Mystico. Earlier in the night, they did the Taz video about La Mystica. I found it very funny. Doing, what were they calling Core Strength Jones, Tap Out City. It was good little stuff. I thought it was cute, and of course Mystico wins the match against Beast Mortos with La Mystica, so people enjoyed that match. It was fun.
It was a good match. Do I need to say fantastic match for SV3?
Can you just say, yeah, amazing match? They did all the things of fantastic.
Not as good as JC Jane and Masha Slamovich.
It was a very good match, JC Jane and Masha Slamovich, and you're going to enjoy the second one at Slammiversary, which is now a winner-take-all match, so have fun.
All right, sure.
Do you have anything else to add about Mystico? Because everyone else wants to call him the best everything in the world.
Nah, Mystico rules. I look forward to him in the Casino Gauntlet. He's going to get a big reaction when the music hits, and he's going to beat up MJF. That'll probably be good.
We will get to the Hangman and Swerve stuff. Was there anything else that stood out? I mean, the All-Star 8-mans and 8-woman tags. I guess it wasn't really an All-Star 8-man tag, but FTR is kind of motionless. going into All In.
But I think they're going to be added to that match.
I don't think they're going to be added. I think they're going to get involved.
I think they're going to be added. I think they're going to beat the Outrunners on the pre-show. Because Stokely said like we'll be around for... Maybe they won't. Maybe Cope comes back and helps the Outrunners, and the Outrunners beat FTR, and that's the last we see of FTR at All In. But it feels like... I thought they were going to announce this last night, and they didn't. It feels like the winner of this match is going to be added to the tag team match. That's kind of what I thought they were setting up.
Yeah. We'll see. I think that it'll be they get involved in the tag match and Cope comes back to kind of even the odds or something like that. But again, we'll find out soon enough. But you know what, the big main event, the big return, Big Boom AJ.
Hell yeah, I was so happy about this.
He calls out the Don Callis family, calls out Ray Shero's son, Harashero.
Harashero.
Fantastic when I saw that. It's calling out Harry Shearer from The Simpsons. And they're going to be at All In. They'd announced that. And then on Collision, they do there's only one of you because these children can't actually wrestle for you. Who's going to be your tag team partners? And in walks Hologram and Tomohiro Ishii. And at this point, by the way, he had already brought the children in. So Rizzler and Big Justice, they were already standing there. So in comes Ishii, in comes Hologram, and then they're like, well, Don Callis fan, I'm like, well, you need another guy. And so they get Kyle O'Reilly back for one night only, which is hilarious. This match, I'm glad they're doing it a multi-man tag. It makes sense to do it that way. Gets a bunch of guys on the card. Originally, I was like, are they going to do Lance Archer versus Big Boom AJ and like a David versus Goliath 0-hour match? No, they're going to do the big tag, and Big Boom AJ is going to win, and Rocky Romero is probably going to eat the pin, and everyone's going to laugh.
Yeah, Rocky Romero's getting pinned, dude. He's 100% getting pinned. Like, that's how this ends.
But you know what we really need to see? In the middle of the ring, these two behemoths.
Dude, Rizzler's going to rizz the shit out of him.
I want to see him black hole slam Lance Archer. Called the Riz Hole Slam.
I have a very important update.
Oh, do you?
They've fixed So Be It on the album. It's got the original. It's got the original beat to it now. It's no longer listed as part 2. It's just now So Be It. The original beat's there. Everyone who listened at midnight will confirm that it was not this song, but they've apparently got the clearance, so it's now got the original.
Sweet.
So now it's a perfect album.
Big fan. Are you excited to sing a song with Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson in the future?
Dude, that ruled. That karaoke night seemed like a lot of fun.
It did. Will Ospreay, if you're watching, I know you're not, but Bryan Danielson, because you are, I need you to tell your friend Will when you hold on. I have a prop for this. When holding a microphone, do what Daniel does. Brian's right. I almost called him Daniel Bryan. Do what Bryan Danielson does. Hold it like this. I get so confused with the names still after so many years. Hold it like this. You hold the microphone right here, right at the end, on the metal part, right there. There you go. Some people kind of do it, pinkies out type of thing. Do it like that. You don't put your fingers or your hands anywhere near the capsule. Keep your hands away from here. Don't put your finger over here. There's a capsule underneath. And you know what? Here, let's take it one step further, Jeremy Lambert. I'm going to take off this capsule right here and let everyone at home see it. There it is. That is your microphone capsule. The microphone, everything's getting caught up right there. Everyone's talking into that thing. Talk into that. Don't cover it up. When you cover it up, it messes everything up. Will Ospreay, you're just sitting there covering it up with your hand and your thumb like that. Stop it. Be more like Bryan. Be more like Bryan. Since y'all love technical talk, here on In the Weeds. We got in the weeds about microphones.
All right. Hopefully Will Ospreay's listening and understands how to hold a mic better.
When he shows up for his promo at All In Texas and he grabs the microphone, if he's grabbing it the wrong way, done.
You're just going to turn the show off?
Just going to turn the show off, and we're not going to talk. We're going to spend more time talking about Saturday night's main event on Monday than we will all in Texas. And that's upsetting because the Ospreay match might be the first match on the card. Turn it off right before the show starts.
possibly. Yeah.
We'll talk about the 0 hour, and then you're gonna have to lead me through the rest of it because I will be over it.
Yeah. All right.
And also Takesh just singing The Cure, not to be confused with the Metallica song from 1996. It does look like it was a fun event, though. Everyone got up and had a good time singing, and I'm sure more videos will come out from this. But yeah, that's one event that I would love to have been at. What would you sing?
Could people get on stage? Like, was it just?
It was
AEW
wrestlers versus
wrestlers?
fans, I thought.
There's no video of fans, which I mean, sure.
Well, it's probably for good reason in most cases.
But
I'm pretty sure it was wrestlers versus fans.
oh, okay.
I'm gonna triple check, but I'm pretty sure.
I would sing "Shake It Off" by Taylor Swift. That's my go-to karaoke song.
Does sound like something you would do.
Yeah, I got a whole performance with that song too. Like I don't just sing. I perform, Joel. You know what I mean?
Of course, just like Osprey and Brian.
Yeah, it's
going back to back, walking around. They were doing it.
Yeah.
Apparently, Jay Lethal sang as Macho Man.
Oh, okay.
They were doing Oh, there you go. Here's a fan. There's a fan up here singing "Genie in a Bottle" with Bryan Danielson, but they're singing "I'm a Dragon in a Bottle."
Dragon in a bottle.
Because we know why.
Oh, SB3 kills Creed. He's amazing.
SB3
SB3 also performer. You know,
he's an every man.
Yeah, he's done multiple duets on the karaoke.
He's really looking forward to JC Jane and Masha Slamovich. He's saying in the chat. He's excited for that. That's going to be his match of the weekend. He's already decided. Mina Shirakawa got up and sang. She sang Beyonce. You know where she's going to be on Saturday. No Casino Gauntlet for her. She's going to Atlanta.
Beyonce's not performing on Saturday. She can be there early.
There you go. Sunday night, she's going to Atlanta.
Yeah, Sunday she can be there.
Now, how funny would it be? Tony Khan has the ability to do the funniest shit ever. Load a bunch of wrestlers onto a jet and fly them to Atlanta for Sunday to celebrate All In Texas and just go to the Beyonce show. Wish
that would actually be
here.
Hilarious.
That would be great.
That would actually be hilarious if they just show all the AEW wrestlers, or they're just all at Beyonce on Sunday, and they all just go to get on. Like, it's a mass tweet. You know, all like, oh, why are all the AEW wrestlers tweeting that they're at the Beyonce concert? That's what they should do. That would be funny.
Apparently, they also did this in 2001. Oh, this was the Jericho Cruise. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was very confused. I was like, why is Abaddon being featured here? But no, they were on the Jericho Cruise. That's what that was. Thunder Rosa was hosting and did a little performing. Cool. Sounds like it was a good time. That's one event that I would absolutely would love to be at. That would be a lot of fun. Maybe I'll talk to them for All Out to do it again, because you got to go all out.
Good luck.
No? TK should have come out and sang Machine Head. I actually like that idea. His favorite band of all time, Bush. You think when he's sad, he sings Glycerin? Get that raspy voice. Anyway. Let's talk about Hangman and Swerve, shall we?
I want to know what Tony would sing, honestly.
Oh, you know what? Is anyone interviewing Tony today? I don't think Tony's on the docket of wrestlers.
He's not doing the
coward shit. That's what, honestly, like, I would have been asking all of these wrestlers, what would your song be at karaoke at this point? All this shit going around. That would be
I mean, we asked Blake, and we would have asked other people. We asked Frat House in our interview. Right. We did ask Frat House, so yeah. You know, we're on the ball with what's important this weekend. Karaoke songs.
That's right. Who cares about your wrestling matches? Oh, are you excited, Kenny Omega, to have a 17-star matchup? Don't temper your expectations. No, Kenny, I want to know what song you're singing and how much you're going to put into that. And does your diverticulitis stop you from being able to belt it out like a real man? That's what I want to know. Is Okada going to call someone a bitch in the middle of his song? Is he going to sing "I'm a Bitch" by I forget who sang that song?
Isn't that Atlantis?
No, it's Meredith Brooks, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. Yeah, sure.
I'm pretty sure it's Meredith Brooks.
Okay, sure.
It is. Okay. It is.
Good job.
It was one of those, like, everyone thought it was by someone important, but then it turned out to be someone who's not very well known.
burying Meredith Brooks on this show.
Tell me another Meredith Brooks hit, Jeremy.
Yeah, move, bitch is the real answer.
True.
That they gotta sing.
No, I like Okada singing Meredith Brooks.
I was just like
putting on a high
Okada just singing like Juvenile's verse on that. That would rule.
I still have dreams of him singing Mystical Shake Your Ass.
Okada should have did karaoke. It's a lame that he didn't.
They've been keeping that man away from anything fun. They want him to be super serious, Okada. No fun for you. I don't care how many of your friends are going to the strip club tonight. Are there any songs on Time Cop? That's true. Here to sing the entire Time Cop soundtrack, Tony Khan.
Let's see what the Time Cop soundtrack looks like.
Was there one? That's the big question.
Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like it's like not. Okay. There's only like a few songs. I don't know if there's like an official soundtrack.
I'm looking for it.
And I got it.
Oh yeah, here we go. No, it's all just the orchestrated stuff.
Yeah. I don't think there was like real songs on this Time Cop soundtrack, unfortunately.
It's just Tony Khan singing Time Cop, Time Cop, Time Cop.
What is the Imagination Land?
Yes. Because if you sing it enough times, Time Cop shows up through the window.
Yeah.
Did you call for me, boy? Why does he sound like that? Why doesn't he sound like that? Tony singing Bop.
Oh, man. That would be great, honestly. That would be great.
Tony should be singing Pointer Sisters. He should be out there singing I'm so excited.
He learned his lesson on that one. He's like, no, people don't want to hear this.
Well, unless they're in Anarchy in the Arena.
He would sing it once, and people would throw tomatoes at him, and he'd be like, all right, I get it. Sum 41, here we go.
Sum 41. Yeah. Tony Khan singing Cool in the Gang. This is Get Down on It!
I wonder if Tony would actually, because I'm not bugging him about Jack Harlow for once. Hold on. Hello at Tony Khan. What is your go-to karaoke song? With karaoke being a big theme for the day, what is your go-to karaoke song? Have a good weekend.
Why do you tweet like a Joyous Wrestling account?
Because that's how you get replies, Joel.
That's fair. Oh, either that or your Lucha blog.
Yeah, I don't.
You should probably change your name to Lucha Lambert. And you'll get a lot of
Lucha Legend Lambert.
Lucha Legend Lambert. You've heard of Triple A, now there's Triple L. TK singing a God's Hate song with Brody King sounds fantastic.
That would rule, actually.
Oh, man.
That would be fantastic. All right, let's see if we can get an answer out of Tony Khan. If he answers me, then I'm going to reply, why can't you get Jack Harlow for Blake Christian?
I hope he replies Jack Harlow.
At least I get a reply out of that. That's fine.
That's true.
That's all I want. I just want an answer.
Oh, my God. These are the streeters people need for our show. They need to know. What songs are you singing at karaoke? You know what? When we get to All Out, I'm going to ask that question. I don't care if we will have been 2 months removed from the event. We'll ask again.
Karaoke never dies.
True. Just the people who sing it.
It's not about, how good or bad you can sing it. It's about the performance. That's all that people care about.
Grace calling it a gateway tweet. What?
Yeah.
Oh no! Someone replied, but it's not Tony.
I'm setting.
Oh my God! It is Tony. He replied.
Did he?
Yes.
He ignores all my Blake Christian tweets, but he replied to this. Dude, Tony rules. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Don't let anybody tell you differently.
Oh, by the way, the answer is Suspicious. Sorry, Suspicious Minds by Elvis. We're caught in a trap, he says. Oh, God bless.
Do I now tweet at him? Okay, so when are you getting Blake Christian? When are you getting Jack Harlow from Blake Christian?
Just quote tweet it with the article.
Oh, bless Tony. He rules. I don't let anybody tell you different, folks. Tony Khan's a good person. He's just a wrestling fan like
He's
all of
just
us, you know?
Just a fan. Oh, that is so funny because I just looked and I saw one reply. I'm like, that's someone just making a joke.
Yeah, you were not sold that it was actually Tony Khan.
I mean, you know, sometimes it takes a long time for him to actually reply to anything.
Hey, he can reply to this, but can't reply to Blake Christian. Priorities here, Tony.
You know what you need to do now? We need a wrestler who needs to come out to Suspicious Minds by Elvis. He will get that shit for you in an instant. Oh, God. Tony, if you're watching, DM Jeremy, get the link, come and join us. We can talk about All In Texas, or we can talk about whatever you want. We can talk about Elvis. I got that for you.
My wife just messaged like, it would have been funny if he trolled you and said "Lovin' on Me" by Jack Harlow.
I kind of wanted him to do that.
That would have honestly been that would have been the funniest answer if he actually trolled me with that. Oh well, missed opportunity for Tony.
We are on the run of a lifetime. Oh, God. Someone replied with the lyrics, "I can't walk out because I love you too much, AEW." Oh, that rules. My God. Well, this show has peaked.
All right, here we go. People know it. From Be Real Top Shelf. I think that's somebody in our chat, right?
Has to be.
Okay,
Show yourself if you want to let yourself out there.
They replied, "Was thinking it'd be great if you tried 'Lovin' on Me' by Jack Harlow." And Ryan quote tweeted and said, "I hear a certain Jack Harlow song is a good karaoke song." Our chat knows. Our chat does the work for me. I appreciate you. Bob says, "Now ask him for Jack Harlow." Multiple Jack Harlow replies. Rules.
It's a setup.
I'm going to write an article of Tony Khan's karaoke song.
Yes, you absolutely are. And then you have to link this stupid show.
Yeah, I know. This all went down on this show. See, folks, this is why I tweet wrestlers in the middle of the show. You never know what's going to happen. You never know.
Man's like just getting out of the shower. Oh, this is an interesting question. I'm going to answer it. Puts on his towel and his glasses, and he's just like, "Ooh, fun."
Tony's the best.
Someone saying this is the short. This might just be the short.
Yeah, it would have been funny if he trolled me. It would have been hilarious if he trolled me with it. But I respect that he gave a real answer.
Look, man, I get it. You'll never.
Yeah, this is the real breaking news. He has not muted me on Twitter.
True.
That's the real breaking news here. I figured he muted me a long ass time ago. Like, God, this guy asking about this Jack Harlow song. I am not muted. Can confirm. Not muted by Tony Khan on Twitter.
Maybe you were, and then he saw the article and he's like, "I should probably unmute him now."
Kaza saying, "Okay, now we have got your attention. Can you get Lovin' on Me by Blake Christian?"
Amazing. Tony Khan ignores Jeremy the old-fashioned way. I get it. That's how I do it too. Oh, God.
We've gotten Blake Christian on this show this week. I've gotten called out by MJF, and I've gotten a reply from Tony. What a banner week for In the Weeds.
Seriously. My God.
Absolute banner. What a 3-day run we're on. That was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday here. My God, take that, Busted Open.
All I get is Enzo Amore on TNA. Yeah, take that, Busted Open.
What no Jack Harlow songs? I love our audience. They know. They know.
The show hasn't even ended yet. I mean, it could. This is probably the best it's going to get. We don't need to preview any of the weekend shows because that's the thing. There are a billion people doing all their previews and, whatever. We're not going to preview. We'll talk about what's happening, but I don't care about who wins matches. I just care about getting TK to talk about his favorite karaoke songs.
Oh man.
Triple H will never do that. If you ask him, he won't get an answer. Oh God. So someone said the only reason I opened the app today was to see the Bryan Danielson singing Backstreet Boys and Christina Aguilera. We need these performances streamed somewhere.
I mean, I agree. I 100% agree.
This is someone saying TCB taking care of business. Ball Tony. These are hilarious answers. Some of these. Oh God. Tony, can you please do karaoke night before Forbidden Door? I'm telling you, man, you got to do it all the time.
Yeah, get it for All Out. I will. If they do karaoke night, I'll come to All Out just to do karaoke night.
There's always that one guy who's like, have Julia Hart stop losing matches. I'm like, I don't think that's a lyric for a song.
Get out of here. We're trying to have fun here. Stop with your actual wrestling talk. Be more like Darby Allin. Who cares about these titles?
So someone replied, I'm more interested in Shad Khan's karaoke song.
You know what? Fair. Honestly, fair. I'm very interested in Shad Khan's karaoke as well.
Amazing. Yeah, Triple H would pick a Jelly Roll song.
Oh, God.
Very excited to have him performing next weekend at the show.
2 weekends from now, whatever. Motorhead song, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, no one can really do Lemmy's voice. That's a painful voice to mimic.
Yeah, Ace of Spades.
Yeah, it's more than that.
I know.
You got to be right back here.
I haven't smoked enough.
Everyone's talking about Eric Bischoff's neck. He got that from his Motorhead tribute band.
I haven't smoked enough to have that kind of voice.
Yeah, this is the funny thing too. Like Will's talking about singing O-Town songs. People are going to be singing like the most obnoxious Brit pop songs you can think of. And people will love it. God. What do you want to be? Do you want to be the company that has like a bunch of events where you can go and meet the wrestlers and pay way too much money and, look at old artifacts from wrestling's past and buy Topps trading cards? Or like, do you want to go to a karaoke wrestling event? Granted, StarCast is also happening, but like, gotta say, this particular event is the only one that's given me FOMO so far. Just hilarious.
What are we talking about? We had to talk wrestling. That sucks.
We should probably talk about Hangman and Swerve, or at least the segment from Thursday.
All right, fine.
They show what happened on Wednesday, and the end of the evening, and then they show you this also was filmed, and it's Renee trying to get any sort of reaction from anyone who was involved in the ring, which was like half of the half of the All In card was part of this. But anyway, Hangman Page walks into view and she's like, hey, do you have anything you want to say? And he's like, yeah, but not to you. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. So he walks away. He goes to Swerve's locker room and he walks in. This is where I praised this last night. I'm going to say it again. Something that I really, 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 really appreciated is Swerve looking at Hangman and then saying, and you brought a camera in here? I like that he brought it to reality. That like, it's not just the cameras in here. Like you ignore the camera. No, he pointed out the fact that the camera followed him in, because again, I'll praise Tony for this. Way back in the day when the AEW was first starting, Tony said, I'm not going to do the cameras in the locker room stuff. He has now. It has happened, but it's rare. And when he's done it this time, they're actually calling it out. They're saying, why is there a camera here? 2 minutes. It's all I need. Ospreay was in there, he leaves. Nana was in there, he leaves, goes get a cup of coffee, he says. And then they do the sit down. Go watch the segment. I don't need to give you beat for beat what happened, but effectively, the two talk it out. And they apologize without apologizing. And Hangman basically says, do you regret what you did? And Swerve effectively says, if you'd asked me this before, literally everything that happened afterwards, all the success I had, the answer would have been no. Then he says, I did all this shit. Main evented All In, won the title, blah, blah, blah. Now I regret it. And that was kind of the beginning of the healing. And by the end of it, Hangman, he says, my family's going to be there. They're not going to be at the show, but they'll be at the venue earlier. Stay out of the way. Swerve is like, okay, I'll stay out of their way. Tell them they have a good time. I mean that. And Swerve says, the only thing I wish is that this house could have been there so I could raise my kids in here and my grandkids. And just like I was raised in this house. And he says, but maybe that's just in the past. And I thought that was powerful. I really liked it. And then the chain was left at his feet. And Swerve picks it up, kind of thinks about it, and that's the end of the segment. It was really, really good stuff. Personally, I would have left the chain on the floor, no interaction. You just notice it's there. But I think otherwise, this hit a home run. A lot of people have praised it. I know I'm not alone, but I thought this was really good stuff. They didn't need to physically interact. They just needed to sit in a room, have a tense moment, and just talk about it. Cresta had even pointed it out. More men's health could be handled by two dudes just sitting down and talking about it. So let's talk about it. Shout out to TNA champion Trick Williams.
You want to know the best part of this whole segment?
When it ended?
When Jon Moxley goes, "What the hell is this?
When
This baby bullshit."
when the only woman in the entire program calls the cowboy a pussy, not once, but twice.
I did love that Jon Moxley immediately came out and was like, "You're doing a death match. What are you doing with this? Oh, let's apologize and talk about our feelings bullshit." Moxley did an interview with Justin Barrasso, and was like, "Why are you apologizing for burning down his house? That was awesome. Own that. That was great. That ruled. That's all we need more of."
And Swerve quote tweeting and just being like, "The fuck?"
Yeah. This is really good stuff with Swerve and Hangman, because they've been aligned but not aligned the past few weeks. Swerve was banned from the building, so he couldn't help Hangman. Swerve did the excavator, so he wasn't coming out there to help Hangman. So he's helped him in roundabout ways with things. And there was the other one where he came out to save Will, but Hangman just happened to be out there. So he's helped him in roundabout ways, but not directly helped him. The closing shot of Hangman with the chain at the end of Dynamite. And so bringing that into the locker room, because that is a thing not only with those two, but with Mox as well. Just sitting down and hashing out, getting past the past, letting go of the past, realizing that what happened, you may never forgive that person, you may never forget that person, but you can move forward from what happened and maybe not be best friends, but at least tolerate each other to the point where you don't want to kill that person when you're in the same room with them. This is really good stuff. A really strong angle. And I like that it took place backstage. I like that it took place, and like you mentioned, like Swerve saying, "Oh, you brought a camera in here," because this is one of those things that means more if it's quote unquote not for the cameras, right? If you do this in the middle of the ring, it looks very showy, and oh, you're apologizing because you're in front of thousands and everything. This made it seem like it was two men that if the camera wasn't around, this was a conversation Hangman wanted to have, but a camera has to be around because it's a television show and you can't just be like, "Swerve and I talked, everything's good now," and we're just supposed to be like, "Oh, okay, cool, that happened." Like, no, you got to show us this stuff. It's part of the television show. But I like that it was a backstage thing instead of in front of the crowd like that. That was powerful stuff. And now, when Swerve hits the house call on Hangman and helps Jon Moxley win, people are going to be very mad.
Pussy.
Jon Moxley was fantastic afterwards. He's like, "Get the fuck out of here with this."
I think honestly my favorite part is when they were leaving, they didn't go through like their usual exit through the other side of the venue. They went through the crowd to the regular entrance area to leave. I'm like, that's very not Death Riders. Oh man, that was very funny. She definitely, yeah, Marina was talking about a cat. She's calling Hangman a kitty cat. That's all. It's very good stuff. I thought it was a very, very impassioned way to do this story and this beat of the story, and people have been waiting for it. And the fact that they didn't do a physical angle with Hangman and Swerve was honestly for the best. I like that they made it a moment instead of making it just another physical thing that happened. So looking forward to tomorrow when Hangman loses the match and Moxley retains the world championship.
I think Hangman I'm steadfast in Hangman winning this thing. I don't think they're messing this one up. I just can't see it.
Listen, here's the thing. All this talk about Darby Allin and the drone shot and conquering mountains and, being like, I conquered the summit of Everest, and now Jon Moxley, Death Riders, I'm going to conquer you. Jeremy, we were wrong. I was wrong. The video's not coming. He had enough time at the summit to make one video, and that wasn't the video that he made. Jeremy, he decided to do something that you would have been a big fan of. He did something for love instead.
Yes, I know.
Instead of doing the I'm going to kill the Death Riders, he proposed to his girlfriend. Have the day you deserve, Darby Allin. I can't believe you got engaged instead of started a wrestling angle. No, actually, it's beautiful. I'm glad he did it. It's very sweet.
He proposed to his girlfriend who survived a gunshot to the head.
Bitch was shot in the head. That was crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, he told that story. They reconnected. She's not a wrestler. She the whole story was like, yeah, they used to ride the bus to school. And if you haven't listened to it yet, the Mark Maron interview that they did, it was from last week, but they aired it on today's show. It was on the Mark Maron, like the pay platform, and then they released it this week. But yeah, man, Darby's engaged to be wed. He proposed from the summit of Everest. Talked about getting summit fever, which was a really interesting take that I had heard before, but I never really had it explained to me. Which, for those who don't know, summit fever is like you've come this far, you see the summit, but there's so many people ahead of you. You think you can make it, you can make it, but you might not make it because your gear could fail, your body could fail, you could just be done with it. But yeah, he did it. He made it. He came back down and he was totally fine. Flew his ass to the Bahamas for Shark Week right afterwards. Did a bunch of shit in his PT Cruiser and a bunch of sand dunes or a bunch of dirt dunes. And yeah, Darby is not a human.
He's a crazy person, but bless him.
Insane. That's why he should be the champion. Because really, the big thing was like, I don't care about the championships. I care more about having a good story. Which, like, I get it. I do. I want as a champion, I'd want a good story too.
People got mad about that, and
it's their fault. They didn't read the whole article.
Well, yeah, as I always say, read the article, listen to the audio for yourself. Like, he's just talking about like his perspective of things and validation of things. The man climbed Mount Everest. Pretty sure his perspective and his take on validation is going to be a whole lot different than what you think in your wrestling world. He's basically saying, like, I don't need this title to feel like I accomplished anything in my life. And he says in the interview, wrestling, one person controls your destiny. If that one person doesn't like you or that one person doesn't see it in you, then you might not make it as far as you think you can make it. You can claim to be the best, but if one person is just like, yeah, you know what, we're going to put you here on the card and not give you any titles, are you really the best? And I totally understood where he's coming from. He didn't bury Tony Khan or anything. That's how it works in wrestling, right? There are a lot of great wrestlers. Not every wrestler is a world champion. Not every wrestler holds a championship. Not every wrestler has a long run with the title. Things like that. So his perspective is like, I don't want one person just telling me that, oh, this means you're the best. Instead, I'm going to do stuff for myself. That's why he does all the stunts. That's why he climbed Mount Everest. Like, I can control this stuff. This, to me, shows that I'm worth something, that I've accomplished something, that I've learned something about myself. It's like, oh, good on him. So, yeah, I would imagine that a world title, a wrestling championship that he's chosen by one person doesn't mean as much to him than climbing Mount Everest. It doesn't mean that his life is successful because he has won this world championship. It might mean his wrestling career is successful, but as he said, his wrestling career is 15 minutes of his life. It's a thing he does and he enjoys. And he said, like, it's great because it combines a lot of my passion, so I love it. But I also know that it's a small part of my overall life. Well, it might mean some validation for his wrestling career, but in his overall life, it doesn't mean a whole lot of validation for him. People got mad about that. You were the people he's talking about that think that he needs to win this title to for his life to mean something. I posted it the way I posted it because I'm like, I hope this allows people to realize that your fantasy theories of Darby Allin cashing in and everything maybe aren't going to come to fruition because he doesn't seem to care about the title like you think he cares about the title. And a lot of fans did take it that way of like, oh yeah, Hangman, this means he's winning here. They're not going to just wait for Darby because Darby doesn't care. A lot of people took it that way, but then other people took it as, what is Darby? Why is Darby burying the title? Like, oh, nah, he's not.
15 minutes is all you need, baby.
You're getting buried in the chat right now. What happened?
I'm very confused. Pile driver finishers calling me names.
I mean, fair.
Is it because I pointed out that Darby's probably? I think we're done with Darby being the world champion after All In.
Oh,
I mean directly after All In. I'm not talking like ever. I mean the Hangman stuff. Listen, if you're a hardcore AEW fan and you're looking for a completion to a story that's been well told, yeah, Hangman winning is the culmination of that. Go and celebrate it. Have fun with it. I always wonder what comes next. Obviously, the winner of the Casino Gauntlet is going to loom over the next champion. Pile Driver saying it's because I was pitching Darby to go for a title when he just wants to live his life.
Oh, fair.
I get it. That does make me an asshole. It's true. But yeah, it's Hangman who goes after him first. And if it's MJF, that's something I can get behind. There are people 100%. If the Hurt Syndicate, if they lose the tag titles, Bobby Lashley can go after Hangman. That's fine. There are people in place, or at least people that can be put in place to start. The Darby story in all this could easily become he comes back to help Hangman, and then he says, "I'm not done with you, Moxley. I'm not done with you, Death Riders. You took me out. I'm going to tear you all down one by one." And yeah, he has to run the gauntlet of beating them down, but it ends with blood and guts, where Darby captains or leads the team to go after the Death Riders and basically end that story and end the faction. Because you do need to wrap up and put a bow on Darby taking on the Death Riders, because last we saw Darby interacting with them, he was being kicked down the stairs on the last episode of Rampage. That was it. And we didn't see him since then. So I'd like for them to tie that up, and I'm sure they will. Hangman versus Jeff Jarrett for the world title, 100%. Jericho, 100%. I feel like Jericho's going to come back as a babyface. Y'all ain't ready for babyface Chris Jericho in the final few months of his contract in AEW. But it's time, baby. But yeah, if Darby is the type who doesn't care about validation, which seems to be what he's trying to say here. I don't think he really cares about validation by anyone but himself and maybe Tony Hawk. Come on, I wish I was kidding, but like his hero is Tony Hawk, not Tony Khan. But if they get along and he says that he loves wrestling, blah blah blah, there's reason to believe, like, could he be a world champion somewhere down the line? 100%, of course. It feels like if you've been on the Darby train for so long and you saw what he did with Sting and you've seen the interactions he's had throughout the company and the matches that he's had, there is no reason why Darby Allin couldn't be a world champion in AEW when the time is right. Doesn't have to be long. It just has to be really good storytelling. That's all that Darby wants, which I appreciate, by the way. I don't like every company is guilty of this. Give them the moment and then what? And then what usually sucks. That's usually what I would go to. But we'll see where it goes. But I do think, and I've been saying it, and it was always in jest about Darby, but more than ever, got to give him the Hangman finish.
They've always done well with Darby stories. Like, for the most part, Darby's always been involved in good stuff. And he has a fair amount of creative input, not creative control, fair amount of creative input. Like, I don't think that's a secret that Darby pitches a lot of his own stuff and a lot of his own ideas, and Tony's like, yeah, sure, you can get a car. You want to film this cinematic thing? Go for it. Like the Sting run. I don't know how much creative input he had on that, because Sting didn't want to hold the titles for that long. Sting didn't want the titles at all. but he's obviously had creative input in the stuff that he does on television. I'm saying he's pitching feuds, and he clearly isn't pitching to win the world title. So I don't ever question of like, oh, Darby getting a story. I think he's always going to be involved in some type of story because he goes to bat for himself with that stuff, and he's willing to do all the extra work that you need to do for that type of stuff. And if Hangman wins the world title, the what's next thing, some of that will depend on who wins the Casino Gauntlet. Could be people are gonna be mad about this, but could be the one, the only Jack Perry jacking off all over Hangman after helping the Young Bucks beat Swerve and Ospreay at All In, and then we get Hangman and the Bucks, and Jack Perry's there.
First of all, I can't believe we never thought about the fact that Darby Allin has creative control over his character. I knew it. Tell everyone. Tell the world. That's who has creative control. Jack Perry, Hangman Page, that's it. That is it. I think Jack's going to come in and help the Bucks. I do. Yeah, and he could play into a Hangman match, or I don't know where else he would really fit in, other than maybe the Buck being a trio instead, joining Jack and doing a trios run of some sorts. It's curious, but we also have Forbidden Door coming up, and traditionally Forbidden Door, well, doesn't really matter what the story is. You just need a really strong match, and that's it. Someone from New Japan can come in and challenge. It could be Gabe Kidd and Hangman Adam Page for the world title. They could do that just as easily because he's Death Rider adjacent. He splits off from the Death Riders as a mercenary and says, Hangman, I'm coming after you. Forbidden Door, that's the match. I'm sure others are looking for a different match, but it could be as easy as that. So there is possibility of that. But jacking off on Hangman could be very much what we see sooner than later. But when we get to Full Gear, that's Chris Jericho's time to shine. Jericho and Hangman one last time, baby. Jericho's going to be like, I'm in my contract year. I'm going to win, and I'm going to walk out with the title, and I won't sign a contract, and you're going to have to start all over again. And everyone's going to be like, Chris, that's what John Cena's doing. And he's like, damn right. I'm the GOAT, not him. I'm the GOAT.
If they do that,
I'd love it. God, I'd love it so much. We're gonna do John Cena better than John Cena did John Cena. One last time for old Christopher Jericho. He's slowly starting to have wrestlers back on the show. It's slowly happening.
Yeah, I saw Saraya was on there. Yeah.
She was doing a whole media blitz though. She did the Bellas podcast. She did Jericho. One more that I was. She did Bustin' Open, didn't she?
I don't think she did Van Vliet.
Van Vliet. That's what. Okay, yeah. They're kind of for some reason in the same brain cell. But yeah, that's Saraya's been out there talking too. And someone else was, I think Kevin, I think it was the day you and I were talking about Jericho not having wrestling guests. Suddenly, I think it was Kevin Knight who was on like that day's episode. I was like, oh, well then, I guess Jericho might be coming back soon. But not yet.
Yeah, we'll see. We shall see when Jericho comes back. Wouldn't shock me if he's back at All In the Casino Gauntlet. Wouldn't shock me.
Are you kidding me? That's not a moment. He doesn't get to sing himself out to the ring.
Sure he does.
He's going to spend 20 minutes in the intro just doing that.
Yeah.
He should be the number 2 entrant. None of this Mark Briscoe MJF stuff.
No, he's like the number 8 entrant. So there's 7 guys in the ring. And all he hears, "Ayo!" And everybody's like got to stop.
They're not in the UK.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, fine.
And then everybody's just like gotta stop and like look at the ramp. Huh? What? And he's like, "Hey yo!" And then it's like, what? And then it's, and then Judas hits, and then he comes out singing Judas, and everyone's just gotta wait for Jericho to come to the ring as Judas plays.
This sounds awful. Are you trying to sell 25,000 tickets? Or are you trying to get people to sell off their 20,000 tickets? What do you want?
They're in the building at that point, They've
already paid the money. That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just going to all walk out, all of them in protest. 25,000 people just up and out. Yeah, he enters at number 9 because he's the Nueve. I would love it for him to take so long because he's singing himself out to the ring. The match continues. Someone gets a pinfall. That's the end of the match, and he just gets really pissed off. And that's the beginning of him losing it and becoming Dark Jericho.
Yeah, I'm for that.
Because he was never a big Dark Brandon guy. He was always big Dark Jericho. Jericho winning the CMLL title sounds like hell. What's wrong with you people? You think we go too far? Ugh.
No,
he hates that ring.
AEW World title. What do you mean the CMLL title? No.
Oh, that's what. For some reason, Ryan's all about Jericho winning the CMLL title.
Nah, I want the world title.
Broken Jericho, it says Drew. Oh God! And by the way, the best part of the whole Big Boom AJ thing was him having a stroke at the end of that segment because he's gonna bring the boom.
Well, you gotta make sure you really get the boom going there, Joel.
Guess. I mean, after that match, it was Gabe Kidd versus Katsuyori Shibata. Oh God! If you watched the post show last night, you knew I was going to go there because I did last night. See that Evolution sold a shit more tickets.
Bless Nikki Bella.
She gave him the hard sell and people went for it. Good for them.
Man, Nikki Bella was doing a ton of media. She was on like Today Show. She was on like somebody Kelly. I don't know, but.
The new Regis and Kelly because Regis is gone and Kelly is too, but it's Strahan, but it's not Michael Strahan. Isn't it Kelly and her husband at this point?
I have no idea. I just know that
Kelly and Mark.
Oh, okay, sure.
I don't know.
I maybe Nikki was on that show. It might not have been that show. I'm not sure, but she's been on a lot of media stuff.
Mark Consuelos.
Okay.
Oh, because they are husband and wife. That is tough. Ryan Seacrest was there at one point. Yes. There have been, hold on, let's look at this.
Didn't they have beef, Kelly and Seacrest?
He was there for a while, though. He was there from 2017 to 2023.
No.
So it was Regis and Kathy Lee, and then it was Regis and Kelly Ripa, and then it was Kelly and Michael Strahan, and then it was Kelly and Seacrest, and now it's Kelly and Mark. This show's been along for a long ass time.
I thought her and Seacrest had beef, but maybe I'm wrong.
They could. I mean, let's take a real look. In March 2020, they began to broadcast remotely due to COVID. During the period, Regis Philbin passed away, and then it was announced 33rd season premiere, blah, blah, blah. During the 2021 season, Disney Media began to authorize the ABC affiliate to run the show a second time daily and allow late night viewers to record it, not to be preempted. No, there's nothing here. Ryan Seacrest was an executive producer for the show. Huh.
So?
I just putting it out there. There's nothing on Wikipedia about them having problems.
Okay.
Yes, Regis died like 6 years ago, like 5 years ago. Yeah, Kelly and Strahan had beef.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was. That makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
Let's take a quick look. Where is this? They won some stuff. Whatever. I'm not getting into this. I'm not getting in the weeds on Michael Strahan and Kelly Ripa.
Coward.
I don't have it in me.
We gotta know the details between
That's
why
true.
Kelly Ripa and all her co-hosts have beef with her.
Oh, there you go. First thing that comes up is feud. There was a falling out. Hello Magazine had reported.
Oh, that's not like a legit.
Ripa felt blindsided by the news that Strahan was joining Good Morning America in 2016. She learned about it at the same time as the media, and it created tension between the two. So she thinks she should have been privy to the information beforehand. And then she took some shots and said that they needed communication, consideration, and respect in the workplace. Strahan said, I could have handled it better. And then it continued to have some tension. So there you go. They maintain their professionalism in their careers.
What kind of shots was she taking?
Patron.
Okay, fair.
She is a white lady after all.
Didn't get the mana going.
Yeah, he needs to show up to give her that.
I'm sure he's been on the show before.
She was mad that she didn't have creative control. That's true. She didn't get to find out before everyone else.
Sure.
Yeah, man, we're talking about Kelly Ripa.
Yeah.
You missed Tony Khan replying to tweets. You missed praising AEW. You've missed Enzo Amore talk, probably for the better. You've missed so much, but you got here for Kelly Ripa at an hour and 35 minutes into this program.
Kate put the Tony Khan tweet in the Fight Size channel. I was like, no. That's a full article.
This shit gets a real article.
Yeah. I'm about to do a full ass article on this Tony Khan karaoke song.
This hasn't been a weird ITW. This has been one of the best. We thought Wednesday couldn't be topped. We almost done it.
We're on a roll here these last 3 days.
Yeah, Monday's going to suck. It's just going to be a lot of like, there was too much wrestling. I didn't like a show enough, so SP3 is going to show on and he's going to gatekeep. Why didn't you like Okada Omega? It was the best match ever. Why didn't you? And I'm going to have to sit there and be like, but I really like the Hangman match because, you know, they did a lot of storytelling and I really like the storytelling. But the moves! And it's going to be a whole thing. Then I'm going to take a week off and then I'll come back and we'll be fine. The moves!
People are really praising the karaoke night.
As they should. It looked like it was a lot of fun.
Karaoke, like it's karaoke, you know what I mean? It's tough to have a bad time karaoke, even if like the songs aren't good and the performances aren't good, the singing isn't good. Like, you just have a good time. You just drink. You watch people either give a good performance, which is fun, or give a bad performance, which is also fun. Like, it's tough to have like a bad time at karaoke. You know what I mean?
I agree. That's why I'm excited for WWE to announce karaoke with Jelly Roll at SummerSlam weekend.
WWE's got to do their late night comedy shows that aren't funny.
Tony Hinchcliffe hosts Racism and You.
See, AEW had it right. Do karaoke. What are you trying to do a comedy show for? I mean, I guess they've done the comedy shows.
I was going to say, RJ City does a comedy show.
In fairness, RJ and Colt, the Nemeths, I don't find them very funny.
The Nemeths aren't funny. What are you doing?
That's what I said.
I know. What do you? No. Don't invoke their names.
Well, but like RJ's brand of comedy is a thing.
Colt, I mean, sorry, the segment from Wednesday wouldn't have been as good as it was without RJ City and his ridiculous wordsmithery.
No, RJ's very funny. I don't know how it plays on like a stage show. I've never seen it, but he's humorous. At least that they're not like up there roasting wrestlers though. They're just kind of doing kind of slapstick comedy stuff. You know, Colt Cabana doesn't go up there. It'd be much funnier if he went up there and like roasted CM Punk, but they don't do that.
I'm here to open a bank account live on stage.
They understand like what they're supposed to be doing up there. So
someone actually asked Lab Glass was saying, is Cardi B still hosting? They have not made reference to Cardi B and SummerSlam in a couple of weeks now. They haven't aired them yet.
Oh, they haven't?
I haven't seen the commercial in a while.
Well, in fairness, they were in Saudi, and then Raw was airing at a weird time, and then like SmackDown was uploaded all in one shot. So
it's true.
I would imagine if there's going to be something, you'll see it tonight, because Jelly Roll's on the show tonight, and they're going to start hard selling SummerSlam. Maybe they forgot about this show. Who knows?
And Zarian popping in to mention she was supposed to host SummerSlam 21. And then Mercedes Moné said, no, I won't be there. So neither will she, because, you know, she had creative control. That's how it was, right? Jelly Roll's going to be the new host of SummerSlam. If that happens, there will be so many questions.
He's wrestling. Did you see who's going to wrestle?
Did they put that out there?
I mean, they didn't put it out there.
Well, not you, Dino. Was there was a rumor about it being a top guy?
Yeah, PW Insider put it out there.
I didn't see who it was, so if you want to tell me or put it in the private chat, I'm sure I know who it is. Does it have Does it have 3 letters in the name?
No.
And it's not hosting American Gladiator sometime soon?
No.
Oh, well, that's actually quite shocking. By the way, I got to point this out. Why does SB3 sound like Jerry Seinfeld to Joel? All New Yorkers sound the same. Andrew Zarian, same thing. Why does he sound like this when he talks? Spot on, Andrew Zarian.
Seinfeld's one of your better impressions.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can
Think
do a
about
Jewish
that.
guy.
Think about that.
No, I know. The Jewish guy should be able to do a Jewish guy impression.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now, do you want to know who it is?
Was it Mello? I know people were talking about
Nope.
being Mello. It's not Mello.
It's a star.
Is it Logan Paul?
Sorry.
It's is it? Is it Mr. Drone? You're gonna park a drone on Jelly Roll's ass and hope that he can flip on it.
Rumored to be Logan Paul.
Sure, just in time for Logan Paul's country album to drop in 3 weeks. Amazing.
And Logan Paul and Jelly Roll sounds just
Fantastic.
terrible. Just terrible. Is Jelly Roll gonna bump? Like,
Yeah,
legitimately.
apparently he's been working, and apparently he's been losing some weight. You know what? Like, and listen, I get it. There are a lot of people out there who are like, "Who is this for? Who is this for?" And again, I harken back to the guy at WrestleCon with the wagon full of belts, getting them signed by stars. There are people who have. I'm not going to yuck their yum. They have a yum for everything. Jelly Roll is a massive, massive star in the music world right now. He's gonna bring some eyeballs. You know what? More than anything, the eyeballs are gonna be. They're gonna be television cameras who come in and talk about how big country star Jelly Roll is at the big wrestling event at the big stadium in New York City, in the big city. That alone is gonna get them that. That's gonna bring the eyes. They just need 30 seconds. That's all it is. For the wrestling fan, you, me, whatever.
You're gonna get more than 30 seconds.
Well, my point is, like, on the nightly news,
Oh, okay.
you're gonna get your 30 seconds. Maybe even less than that, because seconds do matter. But yeah, point is, like, it's not for you. It's not for wrestling fans. It's for anyone who's not a wrestling fan, because the wrestling fans are already paying. They've already got their wagons full of belts. What they're going to do is try to get the non-wrestling fans to come in and be like, holy shit, Jelly Roll, I like him. I'm going to go see Jelly Roll, and I'm going to go see him wrestle at SummerSlam. And then that's a moment I can talk about with my friends. That's what it is. I don't care if it's not for you. Go take a piss at that point. There was a time when people would say, I'm going to go take a piss during the women's match. And guess what? You don't talk about it like that anymore, because you've changed your feelings about the women's division and how it's been treated. So now you can talk about it with this random ass Jelly Roll appearance. Go take a piss.
Like, I don't know how it's going to go. We've done this show long enough that I think people know how we feel about the celebrity stuff. Like, we understand the audience that it's for, and we understand the attention that it gets. I do think there becomes a point of it gets you attention, but it doesn't actually attract enough new fans to the fans that you are turning off. And WWE is definitely pushing that line with things of, all right, we're getting attention, but like, how many new fans are we actually creating out of this? The Netflix on Raw numbers are what they are. The SmackDown numbers are what they are. I don't know what the Peacock numbers are, but like, how many new fans are we creating out of this? And how many fans are we pushing away with this kind of stuff? Because we're not focused on our actual wrestlers. We just want to bring in celebrities for a quick pop. I think if you do it every now and again, it works just fine. I think there is a point of you do it too often and people are like, this isn't for me at this point. We'll see. SummerSlam's going to sell tickets. People are going to watch. I hope Jelly Roll is good enough in whatever he is doing against Logan Paul. I don't listen to any Jelly. I've listened to one Jelly Roll song. It's only because it was the chorus on an Eminem song. That's the only Jelly. I guess I listened to it when I was live at SummerSlam last year. I was forced to listen to that one song that the theme for SummerSlam. I was forced to listen to that. But
that was the name of the song. The theme for SummerSlam.
Yeah. Theme. I
I had to sit through that one. At one point, I put on my AirPods because I was like, nope, we're done here. Can't listen to Travis Scott anymore.
But there is a point again of, all right, cool, you're bringing in Jelly Roll. People know Jelly Roll. Maybe they tune in to see Jelly Roll, but are they sticking around to watch the rest of this stuff? I mentioned, the kids. The kids know who the Big Boom is. They know who Travis Scott is. They want to watch that. They don't care to watch the rest of the show with me. They're like, all right, I saw what I wanted to see. I'm done. I no interest in watching the rest of wrestling. My mom knows who Jelly Roll is. Maybe she watches Jelly Roll show up to see what he does, but she's not going to watch the rest of the show. Like, so are you actually converting these fans with these appearances? I think that's where you got to look in. They have, I'm sure, way more market research, obviously, than we do. All we know is the numbers that are presented publicly.
Remember when Hardy did the Royal Rumble theme song during the pandemic?
That was terrible.
It was awful. And then they did the live thing, and you had Michael Cole and Pat McAfee talking over his performance because it was so bad.
Yeah,
oh man, people are making the connection between Action Bronson and AEW and Jelly Roll doing WWE. And sure, I want to see those two mix it up in the ring. Sure, Action Bronson would be all about it at this point coming to SummerSlam.
There's nothing. Action Bronson's involvement was fine. Jelly Roll's involvement is fine. We understand why it's getting done. I understand why Big Boom is doing stuff. I think he legitimately rules, though. It's just a matter of, all right, when you're doing this, is it actually leading to more people coming in and sticking around and watching your product?
This is funny. Kate's mentioning, what about Kelly Ripa? And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Kathy Lee and Hoda had a segment on Raw where they got hit with wine bottles. And that sucked. When you get people from outside of wrestling who give a shit,
right,
that's when it's fun. And by all accounts, Jelly Roll's a fan, and Action Bronson's a fan. Big Boom AJ is a trained professional, indie wrestler. Like, when that stuff happens, that's the stuff you should be aspiring to in crossovers. That's what you want to see.
And they've gotten better about that. They're not just bringing in anybody of like, oh, here's somebody we can use. I mean, maybe for like a spot or two, but Cardi B's a legit wrestling fan. I don't know if she's going to wrestle or anything, but she's a legit fan. Bad Bunny was a legit fan. Yeah, they're bringing in like actual fans who want to be involved. And Travis Scott was a fan. And how you utilize them is a different story. But they're doing a good job of bringing in people who actually want to be there. And that is coming across when these people are there. It's just, what are you gaining out of this? Is it worth is the gain worth what you potentially may lose? Again, they have these numbers. I don't.
Summerfest. That's all that matters. Vanessa Hudgens should be the next person that they bring in.
Dude, Vanessa Hudgens, her and Culkin. That's who we need.
Yeah, Culkin's done wrestling match stuff. Like, he's been in the ring.
Macaulay and Kieran. Bring them both in.
Bob Barker's long dead, Louis. What are we doing here? This is not a good day for you. You're discovering that there are a lot of dead stars of your youth.
Is Bob Barker still around? No.
Bob Barker's dead.
Unfortunately.
And Regis is dead. Anyone else you got? Anyone else you want to put out there? Drew Carey's still alive. So you got that going for you.
Oh, yeah. He did wrestling for a second.
He did. WWE Hall of Famer Drew Carey.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
I feel like he was brought into the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame.
Oh.
It wasn't. Hold on. I got to make sure.
I think you're right. I don't remember.
Yeah, 2011.
Yeah, okay.
10 years after the Royal Rumble match. Amazing. Drew Carey is in the WWE Hall of Fame. Is Jerry Springer dead? No. Springer's still alive. He's still doing content.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I have no idea.
Oh, no. He died in 23. Holy shit.
Look at you. You don't know anything, Joe.
No, I don't. My God. No, he did. Man, I forgot. Oh man. Get the real YouTube stars. Bring a cat playing piano. Do 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 do. Alex Trebek, he's dead. OJ, he's dead. Oh man, I forgot about Jerry Springer dying. People need to stop. No, I'm fine with people dying, honestly. It's just part of life. It's just part of how things go.
Yeah. We all turn into dust.
Yeah, there's tons of old Springer episodes. That's how they keep him alive. It's all AI.
That's with Maury. Maury hasn't been on air forever.
No, Maury's still alive, and he is doing something. But he's
not doing a show. Too. He does like a podcast.
He's doing a podcast. You're right. Yeah, that's what he is.
Yeah, he hasn't done a show in forever.
Motherfucker's 86 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, Maury does a podcast. Everybody has a podcast now.
Amazing. Still married to Connie Chung?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still together. Good for him. Yeah, good for them.
I listened to a Maury interview on my drive the other week.
Was it on Talk of Jericho?
No, it was on Dan Patrick's show. Everything's on. That's the only like non-wrestling show I listen to is Dan Patrick's show.
That's fair. I would too. Learning Who's Dead with Joel and Jeremy.
What a bit. What a bit.
Maury on the podcast screaming, "You are the father." Oh man,
I'd love to get Maury on this podcast. See, I don't think he'd ever do it, but
no, we'd have talked to him about wrestling. That's just not fun for anybody.
He's the big time.
He's 86, Jeremy. How much big time can you get? He's old. He doesn't remember.
What do you mean doesn't remember?
He doesn't remember. 6 feet under the weeds.
6 feet under the weeds.
I would call it Not Your Father's Podcast.
Isn't that already a podcast? I feel like that's already
probably.
Right?
They're all the same shit. Is Maury on Cameo? Well, we already have a guy. I don't think we can do Maury.
And Maury's too. Let's see if Maury is on Cameo though.
I have a feeling he's not.
Yeah, he's too big time for Cameo.
Maury. Oh, where's this Maury Pogo?
No, he's not.
Yeah, it just wouldn't make sense.
He's not on Cameo.
The best I can give you is Maury Sterling. Who is that, you ask? He's the actor from the show Homeland.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
He was last active in March.
Okay.
I liked Homeland for the first 1.5 years until they jumped the shark and killed one of the main characters.
Yeah, I watched the first couple of seasons and then I don't think I finished it. Once she got electroshock therapy and everything.
There was that.
I was like, that's the last thing I remember from that show. I don't think I watched past that. I was like, yeah, this just ain't for me anymore.
Maury on Cameo would just be him saying not the father over and over and over again. It might kill him faster, to be honest. Anyway, Maury's going to have a new podcast on Busted Open with Tommy Dreamer and Bully Ray.
Oh, no.
Maury's going to be booking TNA in a couple of weeks just for you.
Well, if it's not broke, fix it.
Guys, I get it. Maury can make a mint doing cameos with paternity reveals. I get it. Yeah. But also, it might kill him faster because I feel like he wants to move on from these things. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, like he knows it's part of
it's part of the business, brother.
Yeah, like that. He wouldn't be Maury without that. So you just got to kind of accept it. I'm sure he knows that.
Maybe he does. Is Sean rubbing Ricochet's bald head in the photo that is being talked about?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
I need to see it. Oh, no, they're just giving fingers to...
Are they?
Oh, Jack Daniel. They're giving the finger to Jack Daniel.
I figured. All right.
Amazing. Children.
Good on them.
Hilarious. We have a Timeless Tony Storm is broken. That's the interview I have to work on next.
Yeah. Sean mentioned Freddie got fingered to her.
Jesus Christ. Well, you know what? We're talking about karaoke with Tony Khan. Why can't Sean Ross Sapp talk about Freddie got fingered with the AEW Women's World Champion?
Yeah.
Amazing. Good Lord. All right. We can probably get going. We got 5 minutes left on the timer, but it's also noon and we got work to do.
Oh, we gotta air. We'll air the Hammerstone interview
Oh
on
my God, that's
Tuesday.
right.
We'll air it on Tuesday since it's SB3 and I. There's nothing like timely where it's like let's get the Hammerstone interview out of there. You know, he talks about MLW Summer of the Beast, talks about MJF, and talks about being jacked George Washington as a WWE extra. It was a really fun interview with Hammerstone, but there's nothing pertinent to this weekend, so we'll air it on Tuesday.
Fantastic. We got plenty to do. SmackDown's tonight. Ring of Honor Supercard is tonight. Great American Bash tomorrow. All in Texas. Saturday night's main event. That's Saturday. And then Sunday, WWE Evolution. Have I missed anything?
ROH?
I said that's tonight.
Oh, okay. I don't pay attention to you, Joel.
I hear you. I get it. So instead, oh yeah, there's also GCW shows tonight. So go ahead, watch whatever you want. Tag team championships are on the line. Street Profits in the White Six. Jelly Roll's going to be on the show. R-Truth and Aleister Black. It's going to be great. That's the show. Just go watch SmackDown or don't. I don't care. Ring of Honor, every title's on the line. You will find out who the women are going for the interim women's TV championship. Have they announced that yet?
No, they've not announced the participants for that.
Okay, I'm glad that we've gotten there. Glad that we have all the matches. They have 6 matches announced.
For
7
ROH?
matches. They have 7 matches announced. 6 the 7th being whatever the interim women's television championship match will be. Still no
For
official
ROH.
6-man. Yeah, for ROH. Bandito Takeshita, Athena Rosa, Sons of Texas in the Infantry, Lee Moriarty, Blue Panther, Nick Wayne and Titan. Nick Wayne, by the way, working last night, tonight, and Saturday. Good on him. He's having a busy weekend. The Women's World Television Championship interim title match, and then Dark Order in the Frat House. So we got 7 matches, 6 of which have been announced. We're just waiting for the participants for the Women's World Television title match.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we are waiting for them.
And I'm sure like 27 standby matches because Tony's going to sing Elvis on the TV. Tony sings Elvis on Honor Club, coming to Ring of Honor. Wait, I'd actually watch Ring of Honor for that.
Yeah, Tony Storm was on Ring of Honor?
Oh, I'm fine with that too.
Oh, Tony Khan.
I meant Tony Khan is singing. That's right.
Fair.
I don't need the talent doing it.
Either one. Tony Storm and Tony Khan singing Elvis.
I'd be fine with that.
That'd be good. Yeah, that'd be good.
Anyway, like I said, there are a billion previews and prediction shows going up. We are not one of them. We talk about Tony Khan and karaoke. We talk about
We get the real scoops around here.
We do get the real scoops. We talk about everything but, and for that we love you and you love us. That's what we do. We talk about Timecock. We talk about Mac and me. MJF replies to our shows. Okay, this is what this show is. And if you haven't tapped in yet and you haven't figured it out yet, this is what we do. And if you want to grow with us, DM one of us and give us your sponsorship dollars to plug whatever you want. Get in on it.
Yeah.
Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. We're going to be back on Monday. We'll be talking about all the stuff that happened over the weekend. I'm sure it's going to be bountiful, if you will. Go watch all the post shows. Go subscribe to Fightful Select. Jeremy, is there anything you want to plug before we get on out of here?
No. Should be a fun weekend. Should be a busy weekend. I'm going to be busy anyway.
I'm going to be spending the rest of this morning basically editing Sean's videos and hoping that the audio sounds good.
Yeah, I'm going to have to transcribe some stuff on that. I think SB3 and I are going to try to watch a couple of matches. We'll see. I got to message him.
Why and when?
Like literally right now. So
God bless.
Literally right now.
We got a super chat. Kim Gray asking, why am I blocked on Twitter?
You probably said something after the Avs or the Thunder lost.
Well, all right then.
That's my guess. That's the only reason I block people on Twitter. I do not look and see who said it. I just block. So I'm sorry, Kim. I will unblock you. But everyone should know this by now. Do not say anything after the Avs or the Thunder lose to me on Twitter. I will block you. I don't care if I actually do like you. you will get blocked. I'm not in the mood for that. So I will unblock you, though. That's my fault.
We'll be in the mood Monday.
Well, it's not my fault. It's your fault for saying something. You should know better. What happened? Where'd Joel go?
I pressed the wrong button. My mouse has a back and forth button, and for some reason, instead of saying, "Are you sure you want to leave?" it just left the studio. Anyway, I want to go get a head start on all the work we have to do. 10 a.m. Eastern. We will be back. Just go enjoy your weekend. Whatever you do, we'll talk about it then.
Kim, it must have been hockey then. It must have been hockey. I don't block people just to block people. I usually mute them. But if you say something,
I can tell you from experience, if you're ever using Twitter on your desktop and you're trying to toggle like between windows or anything like that, some of these commands will like do something accidentally on Twitter. Like I've accidentally blocked people and muted people and unfollowed people by using like Alt U or Control U or Control bleep B, and like it says so and so is blocked, and it's like, oh shit. So yeah, that is a thing.
Oh, I'm not saying I did it accidentally. There's a reason.
Well, all right then.
Oh, Kim, you know what it was? I've found it. After the Avs lost, you quote tweeted and said, "Oh, now we know why Jeremy won't be on the show on Monday." Like you did this like 5 minutes after the loss. Don't do that. Don't do that. Right. I was in pain after that Game 7 loss. So that's probably why you got blocked. Again, I don't look at it. I see who tags me, and I see they have tagged me for a hockey or basketball reason after a loss, and I block. So I apologize. I will unblock you. But let that be a lesson to everybody. Do not message me after. I've blocked. I know it wasn't. But again, you can't do this after a loss. You just can't. You can't message me. Just let me be after a loss. I blocked a lot of people that I actually like because of this. So, again, let that be a lesson. I will block you. I'm not playing when I say that. I don't know how to unblock people.
You have to go to their profile and unblock them.
Oh, well, I don't know Kim's profile.
Pretty sure it's just Kim Gray or something like that.
No.
Priscilla Kelly had tweeted out, you know, she's on the road and the grind. This is my vlog, blah, blah, blah. It was a post for her blog. Elena Black then says, they'll be able to see what you look like too after I beat your ass and take your camera. To which Priscilla Kelly replies, nah, but I'll get POV footage of you sucking my ass from the back.
Jesus.
If you didn't know, they have a match at GCW because they pulled Masha and they put in Priscilla Kelly for that match. So
that'll go double platinum on OnlyFans. All right, Kim, you've been
would do very well.
Unblocked. Again, don't tweet me after losses. Everybody, don't do it. Don't tag me. Definitely don't tag me. Like what's wrong with you people? Everybody, don't tweet me after a loss. I don't want to talk to you. I want to go on a 5-mile walk by myself, not listen to any of you.
I have been sent work, so I am going to do.
Well, let's get out of here by playing the Jack Harlow video one more time, and we're going to give you backstage access to me dancing to it.
What do you mean we're going to do that? We're just going to play it over?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can do this.
No, you just like show us. Yeah, there you go.
Like that? Okay, where's the video?
Right.
There it is. Oh, no, I got it.
Oh, it doesn't work.
No, hold on. I got you. I got you.
Okay.
I got it. I just got to do it like this.
Okay.
Let's share the video file.
All right.
This should work. There it is.
Whip your lovin' on me, baby. Whip your lovin' on me, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, go enjoy your weekend. We'll see you on Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Leave a thumbs up and just comment your vanilla cones, shall you? All right, take care.